Are you ready to embark on a journey where we take our top 10 favorite films of the year 1988 and rank them from 10th best to 1st best? If you are indeed ready for this encounter, this journey, if you will, back through space and time, then join me in this video as we count down the best movies of the year 1988. I'm just kidding. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cinema Sermons. My name is Kevin, and today we are continuing our series in the 1980s with the best films of 1988. So please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, give it the thumbs up, hit the bell, all the things. Takes a second for you, really helps me out tremendously. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's jump right to number one, skipping the other nine. The best movie of the year of 1988 is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Mistress of the Dark, Madam of the Macabre, Elvira. I'm just kidding, I just felt like messing around. Even though I do got a thing for Elvira. Thank God for his grace and mercy. I'm just kidding. Oh, what an idiot. Anyway, let's get to the real list.
What's that perfume you're wearing?
Super unleaded, don't smoke.
Coming in at number 10 is gonna be They Live. This is a movie directed by John Carpenter. It stars Roddy Piper and Keith David, and it's like Roddy Piper gets like these sunglasses, and whenever he puts them on, he can see the alien propaganda and even the people that are aliens controlling the media and subconsciously controlling people. A lot of subliminal messaging and things like that. Definitely an allegory for what the media actually does, and very applicable in today's standards. It's just a great movie. Again, I love John Carpenter and what he does, and it has just an awesome fight scene, and it's not because of the great choreography like kind of John Wick level or anything like that. It's just brutal and visceral and gritty and dirty, and it's just an awesome fight scene between Keith David and Roddy Piper. Coming in at number 10 for me is They Live. Coming in at number 9 is Child's Play, the first movie in the Chucky franchise. In this movie, Charles Lee Ray is a serial killer who is shot and he's about to die, so he uses some witchcraft to put his soul back into a doll, and then that doll gets bought by a kid named Andy, and basically he realizes that he can kill people and get away with it because no one's gonna believe this kid that his doll came to life. So he starts doing these things and he's able to sneak around, and everyone thinks this kid is lying till it comes out that he's actually true, and Andy stands up and fights Chucky hard, and it's awesome. Brad Dourif does an amazing job with the voice of Chucky and performing as Charles Lee Ray, and it started off an icon. Coming in at number 9, Child's Play. Number 8 is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. 10 years after the original Halloween, Michael Myers is back, and this time he hunts Jamie Lloyd and also Rachel Carruthers, her adopted sister, who's kind of taking care of Jamie. This is one of the best sequels in the franchise, and it would be ranked a lot higher if they had a great mask. The mask is stupid. They actually use a couple different masks, but other than the mask and the shoulder pads that they give Michael, the movie's actually pretty good, and it ranks pretty highly on my Halloween movies rank, so please be sure to check that out. Number 7 is Bloodsport. This is my favorite Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. He plays Frank Dukes, who enters the tournament called the Kumite, where it's the best fighters around the world. Different styles, very early idea of what UFC would become, of blending of styles. It's awesome action, 80s cheese, great fight scenes, man. I absolutely love this movie. It's got an awesome soundtrack too, dude. I want to fight in the Kumite. Coming in at number 7 is Bloodsport. Number 6 is the Eddie Murphy classic Coming to America. In this movie, he plays Prince Hakeem, who leaves the fictional country of Zamunda to come to Queens, New York, to find his bride, to find his queen, the woman that he actually wants to marry. So he takes on little jobs. He works at McDowell's, which is not McDonald's, and he wants to find someone who loves him for him, not just because he's a prince. James Earl Jones plays his father. It actually has a young Cuba Gooding Jr. and it has a young Samuel L. Jackson in their roles. Arsenio Hall is great in this movie as well, very quotable. One of Eddie Murphy's best. I own it on DVD, an amazing movie. Coming in at number 6 easily is Coming to America. Coming in at number 5 is a movie with another comedy legend, and it's a pair of them. It's Dan Aykroyd and John Candy in The Great Outdoors. This movie is hilarious. It has so many funny scenes. Their families get blended into like a camp setting at this cabin in the woods. It's so funny. It's so entertaining. There's so many funny scenes. I remember being a kid and laughing my butt off when the bear got shot in the butt, man, and he runs away. This movie's just funny. Dan Aykroyd and John Candy are comedy legends, and I love this movie very much. It's very heartwarming, tons of fun. Coming in at number 5, The Great Outdoors. Number 4 is gonna be Young Guns. This movie stars an all-star studded cast of Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Lou Diamond Phillips, and a bunch of other guys, man. This movie's fantastic, and it is the story of Billy the Kid. Now, how accurate this is to history, who knows, but it's just an awesome Western. We love Westerns. The Regulators, they mount up, they take care of things, and just the story of Billy the Kid and how this famous outlaw goes out. I'm from Colorado, I love Westerns, I love the stories of heroes and outlaws and lawmen and everything about it. I wish I was an old school cowboy, that would have been gnarly. But yeah, coming in at number 4, Young Guns. Number 3 is one of my favorite Christmas movies, and that is Scrooged with Bill Murray. If you have not seen my list, please go check out my top 10 Christmas movies of all time. Scrooged is extremely high on that list. Bill Murray has a direct line to my funny bone, and he's so funny in this movie, playing the rich a-hole who doesn't care about other people. Bill Murray can do it perfectly. Who knows how much of it's actually acting? I don't know. He could be a good guy. He could be very much like Frank Cross. Who knows? But he is so funny in this movie. Karen Allen is in it, and we know her from Raiders of the Lost Ark. She does a great job in this movie. It's so funny. It is my favorite version of the Charles Dickens classic, A Christmas Carol, and I absolutely love it. Coming in at number 3 is Scrooged. Coming in at number 2 is Beetlejuice. This movie is a cultural icon, and I really got reminded of that when I saw the sequel in theaters in 2024. When the sequel came out, you see people dressed as Beetlejuice. They were so excited for that movie. The theater was packed, which it really is not packed very much anymore, and people could not wait to see Beetlejuice. Oh, I think I said his name 3 times. Oh no, I'm just kidding. And what Tim Burton does really good in this movie is brings us into the world of the dead and the world of the afterlife and kind of how it all works. And what's funny is, for me, it was never really, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I do definitely enjoy it. I own it on Blu-ray. But what's crazy is I don't really care about the main characters of the movie. I'm there for Beetlejuice himself, which I think everyone is. And whenever you can have this character who's kind of like Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs, who doesn't really have much screen time, but he's the star of the show and that's what everyone is there to see, you do a great job. Just the zany antics, how shady he is, the performance that Michael Keaton gives, how memorable this character is when he really doesn't have much screen time, tells you everything you need to know. So it is absolutely the runner-up for 1988 Beetlejuice. It's showtime. But the number 1 movie of 1988, hands down, without a question, is Die Hard. Now, we said last video that Predator is the most macho movie of all time. Die Hard is the best action film ever made. And this is also directed by John McTiernan, director of Predator, which is why I said he's the greatest action director of all time. John McClane is a New York City cop who gets invited to the LA Christmas party for the company that his wife works at, and when he's at the Christmas party, terrorists take over the building, and John has to fight his way out to try to get help and also save his wife. And what this movie really did that separated itself from the other action movies is, in a time of the 80s dominated by Sly and Arnold and big muscles and big action, though Bruce Willis is in good shape and he's definitely a manly man, he's kind of the everyman. He wasn't supposed to be this unstoppable hero. He's trying to get help. He's trying to get people to come to Nakatomi Plaza and save him. He doesn't want to be there. But what sets him apart is he's the only guy who could help, so he does. John McClane is easily one of my favorite characters in any movie. Die Hard is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have there's 3 movies that really stand out above the rest, and that's Rocky, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Die Hard. Those are the 3 movies that are always at the top for me. We could probably throw Gladiator in there as well. Maybe even Terminator 2, right? We'll definitely throw Gladiator in there. But Die Hard is especially those 3. But then there's the big 4, but definitely those 3, Rocky, Raiders, Die Hard, those are the best movies ever to me. And I would love to end up doing a full in-depth review. We might do that around Christmas time, but this movie means so much to me. I've been watching it my whole life. I think it's one of the greatest films ever made. It's so quotable. I've never seen anybody who's watched it and really disliked it. Die Hard is one of the greatest movies ever made. It is the greatest action film ever made. It is one of my favorite films of all time, and it is absolutely, without a doubt, the greatest movie to come out in the year 1988. But that is all we have for today. Please let me know down below what your favorite movie is of 1988. Is it Beetlejuice? Is it Die Hard? Is it Young Guns? Is it Elvira, Mistress of the Dark? Let me know. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It helps out the channel tremendously. And remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. That's our story, and we're sticking to it. See you guys.